Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make a simple syrup today. It's for a drink. The drink's called the Dark and Stormy, so it's a 3-layered alcohol beverage. I've been wanting to make it for about a month. And I'm going to make an attempt at making it and see how good I am at it. I used to be a cook when I was a kid, but I hated it. So I hate everything. Anyways, that's yeah. That's what it's supposed to look like. I've got to use the ingredients here. Give you an idea. That's vanilla bean, cinnamon, nutmeg, whole cloves, allspice beans, vanilla beans, and sugar. So it's a rum drink. I like to drink rum. I do have ginger beer. That's how you can make this. It's called a Dark and Stormy. So I'm going to get it all started and see how it goes. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So this is what the recipe requires, which is half cup of sugar, 1.5 cup water, 6 sticks cinnamon, grated, 1/4 of 1 stick into the mix, 30 whole cloves, 10 allspice berries, 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice, 1 vanilla bean cut in half, seeds scraped out. Seeds are already not in that, so whatever, unless I can't see the seeds, which could be very well be. We'll find out. Half teaspoon of fresh grated nutmeg, 1/4 cup fresh ginger slice, and 3 ounces of lime juice. 3 ounces, a little over. This measuring cup has more sugar than it should, but whatever, I don't care. So I'm gonna take one of these and I gotta grate it, I guess. That's what it says. 6 sticks cinnamon grated, 1/4 of 1 stick into the mix. I don't know, somebody can't speak English, probably drinking when they wrote the recipe. So now I got that all prepped. Got my pot ready, so I'm going to throw it into, and I'll be back, see what happens. So I think that's what it's supposed to look like. It covers the bottom. In the picture it shows kind of the same thing. I know you can't go off the picture here, but I'm going to use the picture as some sort of guide to help me as well, because you just can't trust anything on the internet. But I got the ginger in there, I got the beans. Those are vanilla beans, and boy, they smell good. I believe that's the nutmeg, allspice. These are ginger, cinnamon sticks, obviously, allspice berries. This is the syrup for the Dark and Stormy. So this is all going to be cooked under simmer heat, and it's going to blend. So I'm going to attempt to do this. The good thing is I got double this recipe, so if I screw this up, I can always do it again. But hopefully I'm on a roll and on the right track, but we'll find out. I'll be back. Okay, so now I got the contents in here, and put it on medium, and I gotta wait for it to simmer. So you have to look up what simmering is. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember what the heck it is. And it's just below the boiling point, and it also means I gotta monitor it, babysit the food. So I gotta bring it up. I don't want to boil it. It's just below the boiling point. So you see how it starts to get some bubbles in there, because you want it to be thick. I don't want it to boil. You can see the heat coming off. I can see the heat vapors come off of it. That's just about to the boiling point. I'm looking for it to bubble. You can see it bubble a little bit, and then I'm going to want to turn it down to a low. So all this is for documentation. There, it's starting to boil. I want to stir it because it's got sugars in here. I hope this thickens up, because if it doesn't thicken up, I'm going to be screwed. And stirring it cools it too, so see what happens. I'll be back. Okay, so this is simmering. It's not as aggressive as boiling, but it's simmering. I am going to want to turn it down, but I'm trying to get it to thicken up. It does look like it's thickening up, which is actually kind of cool. And I am going to stir it just to keep it cool. I've got it at just below medium. I don't want it to boil, because if I boil, I'm going to boil out everything out of there. So I think I'm going to turn it down to 4. I don't want an aggressive boil. It's not thickening up too much. It's got to coat the back of the spoon. I want it to thicken. Maybe I've got too much water in there. I think I put too much. I might have put too much water in there instead of 1.5 cups. See what happens. Just keep it boiling. I think if I wanted to thicken it up more, maybe I could put more sugar in it. Because that is way too runny. Way too runny. It doesn't say how long. That's the thing. To cook this for. Anyways, keep on top of it, see what happens. Be back. So I forgot to timestamp that. I started it around 11:15. It's only been a couple minutes. So probably give it 15 minutes, 20 minutes, see what happens. Hopefully it'll thicken up. So I turned it down to 3. And I want the bubbles to actually agitate the mixture in there. And I use the spoon to cool it down just so I can watch the bubbles. I'm going to turn it back up to 4. It looks like it's getting a little thicker. That's a timestamp. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I usually try and keep my videos at 5 minutes. This might go over a bit. But I took a little taste of this, and holy crap, that tastes good. I'm surprised how tasty that is, and that's hot. I don't know what it tastes like when it's cold. You can see the simmering effect. It's not a boiling, you want less bubbles, and the bubbles actually do the agitating. I'm going to turn it up a bit. Turn it back up to 4. I think I'm going to leave it at 4. I don't know how your stove works. And if you always want to take a chance and try and do what I do, that's fine. You can find this recipe on the internet. That's the recipe I'm doing right there. That's the syrup, and that's the stuff for the syrup, the ingredients. So if you're interested, go ahead, try. I want it to thicken up a lot. Alright, anyways, come back, see what happens. Okay, so started at 17, so it's been about 10 minutes. I simmered it for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to turn it down to a low, a real low, because I want it to thicken up. So the idea, I think, was to simmer it for a bit to get all the ingredients inside the stuff there to mix in with the water. And you turn it down low and it should thicken up, I'm hoping. We'll find out. Okay, so I turned it down to low like I said. It hasn't been that long. I was just pushing on each one of these ingredients I got in here to try and release any stuff that got into the drink, because this is not actually a very spicy drink. I tasted it and I really don't like spicy drinks. I don't like spice, period. so you can't really taste the ginger. It's got a very cool taste to it. If you could smell it, holy crap, it smells awesome. It's got a really kind of light cinnamony smell to it, but it goes in with ginger beer, so you're going to get the ginger anyways. So to infuse some of this, you just crush it, right? You don't want to crush too much of it. I'm also testing to see how, if that will, if it's still stiff or if it's weak enough that when I push on it, it squishes. And ginger, when you press on it, it'll release the ingredients in it anyways. But those allspice berries are a very cool taste of. They got a very cool taste to them. And the whole cloves, you know, whatever, same thing. But it hasn't thickened up enough for my liking. As you can see, it's still pretty. Get in the camera here. It's still pretty watery. And I don't know if that's because it's too much water or not enough sugar. I measured everything out, but who knows what you get off the internet. Anyways, so I got some pictures here of boiling and simmering. Really helpful. So I was right. I knew what I was looking for. That stuff I remembered. And here's another picture of simmering. So this still hasn't really thickened up the way that I liked it. And we're there. And it has to be heavy enough, like it's still slurry. It has to be heavy enough to sink to the bottom, heavier than water. And I thought it would thicken up a little bit more than that, because they say in the instructions that it'll coat the back of the spoon. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but whatever. But I mean, I could add more sugar probably, but that would make it too sweet. I think I put too much water in there. I measured it out to 1.5 cups, so I don't know. I'm going to leave it on the stove a little bit longer, see what happens. So I've got it at 2 now. And I'm going to increase the temperature a bit by putting the lid on. I want to see if that thickens it up. I really like to see it a little more thicker than what it is. I got no real idea of how that works in the description they placed for the ingredients and how to make this. I'd have to actually find their video, which they don't have a YouTube channel. I'm sure they don't, or maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't really done that much research. They're on Facebook, and I freaking hate Facebook, and I'll never go on it my entire life. But I'll play with this a little bit longer and see what happens. I sure like the smell of that, man. Very cool smell. I like that smell. Alright. Okay, there's been no change in time, really. I just realized that I'm getting convection here. I don't want extra water in this, so I can't use the lid. So there goes that idea. We got to keep it open, and I think I'm going to increase the temperature between 2 and 3. Well, my stove's going to be different than your stove, so. But I don't want any bubbling. I want heat, but I don't want any bubbling. So now I've got to really watch it, because if I get any bubbling, I got to turn it down. A little bit of heat, hopefully that'll stir it up, so I don't have to do this, because this actually cools it, and I don't want to cool it. I want it to thicken up. Now it looks, it's still slurry. It looks like it's going to thicken up, but hard to say. They said in the recipe it takes 15 to 20 minutes after it's simmered. They didn't say how long to simmer it for, so I got to guess everything. I really got to watch it, because I don't want to burn this, and if I burn it, it'll be screwed. I can still smell it. It still smells good. Alright, anyways. So not much time has passed since last one, and what I'm trying to do is get the heat right so that it'll actually steer this 2 3/4, almost 3. I do not want it to simmer at all. I want it to thicken up, and I'm still waiting for it to thicken up, but the ginseng's starting to cook, as you can see, and some of the cinnamon sticks are still a little hard. Some of them are spongy. Not sure when to stop, but I don't want stuff to burn, because when it starts to burn, it's not going to be good. And I can smell it. I'm almost thinking I might have to call her quits. I think that's the thickness of it's going to get. I don't think it's going to get any thicker. Oh my god, that tastes so good. Holy crap. Wow. That's not even gingery, it's not cinnamon. It's like a cough syrup. To kind of use an analogy, but it's not cough syrup, it tastes like it almost. Man, that tastes good. Holy crap. Wow, I could drink that straight. Huh. Yeah, I'm just going to let it sit for a little bit longer, see what happens. But it's not burnt, that's for sure. So not much time has passed again since the last update, and I turned it up to 3. I can see it moving from the heat. That's kind of what I want. Just enough, but you have to really watch it in order to see it move. And of course it's going to call me a liar. But man, does that taste good. Oh wow. Oh wow. Mmm. Wow. It's not gingery, it's not spicy, it's just a cool taste. It's got the little bit of spice in the back. It goes down the throat. Man, that's pretty cool. Alright, anyways. Okay, not much time has passed, and I can see it moving, and I can see it thickening up. So I got it at 3. Started this at 11:17. I should have simmered it hotter. Or longer. Oh, what was that? We got some bubbles. I don't want bubbles. Yeah, I got some bubbles, but I think I might leave that bubble. Shit. I'm gonna stir it. It is thickening up. I can see it. So stirring causes it to cool, and I don't want it to cool because the natural heat will actually stir it for me, and you can see it move. But I might be a little hot. If I could just go, just gonna leave it. See, it's starting to bubble. You can see it in certain places. I don't know if we're catching that. There we go. I don't want it to bubble, so turn it down to 2 3/4 roughly. Give it a stir. But it is thickening up. Alright, so they say leave it to about 20 minutes. I'm losing liquid too because a lot of the vapor. But I can see it starting to thicken up. It's not as, it's still wet, so. Alright, see what happens. So not much time has passed, and it's still a little slurry, but it is thickening up way much more. I got it turned down just below 3, and I tasted it, and holy crap, does that taste good. Like, man, wow. Wow. Those girls that made this, what is this, cooking with cocktails or something like that, I'll put it in a link in, or in the description. I'll put their name or whatever. I'm not going to put a link because I can't put a link, but whatever. They got lots of different recipes for drinks, but this stuff tastes awesome. So got a little bit of bubbling action. I'm just going to leave it. I'm simmering it on low basically, but I'm hoping that the heat will help stir it up so I don't have to stir it as much, but I still got to watch it. I don't want to burn anything, but it is thickening up. You can see it's not as slurry. It was really watery before. Trying to get it in the picture here. it's slowly thickening up. So just keep watching it.
Solution, and sometimes.
Okay, so I don't know. Evaporated a lot of the water out of here through boiling it. I think I might have had it too hot. It's still a little slurry. You can see. Mmm. Oh, that tastes so good. Oh my god, that tastes so good. Wow. 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 Anyways. It tastes awesome. Question is, I've lost so much water. I don't know. I'm going to turn it right down to low. I had it at 2. I'm turning it right down to low now. Let's see if it'll thicken up more. Not sure. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to pour it. I'm going to strain it. Pour it into my whatever glass holders. I don't even know what to have, beakers. And we'll see what happens. So I'm probably not going to post this today. We'll have to see. Maybe post it today. Okay. Okay. So this is thickened right up. It's not a slurry. I don't know how thick I can get it. I've lost a lot of liquid because I've been cooking it longer than I should have. But oh my god, does that taste so good. Now it tastes even better. Like wow. But there's not a lot in there. I think it's done. And I think I'm going to strain it. And I think I'm going to make another batch. What I'm going to do is keep all the stuff that's in here, with the exception of the ginseng and the cloves and the berries. I'll keep the cinnamon sticks because some of them are still pretty hard. And my vanilla bean. Jesus, that's good. Holy crap. Holy crap, is that good. I can't get over how good that is. And it says in the recipe it has to coat the spoon, which it is. I think it's thick enough. I'd probably, oh wow. Wow. That is good. But that took me a long time to cook. I think I just, I should have turned it down when I got it up to the simmer and turned it down to a real low, like a 2, and just left it there. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyways, I'm going to strain it and we'll see what happens here. Freaking got syrup on my camera and the buttons. Alright, so that's how long it took me to cook this. Now I'm going to recook this again. And that's how much it made. I'd say, I don't know how many ounces are in there. Maybe about 4 ounces. Maybe 3.5, 4 ounces, something like that. But this stuff is awesome. Those girls, what's their names? Julie and Debbie. I believe their names are Julie and Debbie, and it is Julie and Debbie. That's them there. And it's cooking with cocktails. And they've got more recipes than just this. But I can't wait to try it out. You can see that's what it's supposed to look like. That's rum on top. That's the syrup on the bottom. And in the comment section they said that it is good, so find out. I'm going to make another batch of this. Hopefully I get more. And later on today I might have one. Maybe not. If not, tomorrow. I'll have to see. Great. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so this is my second batch of the dark and stormy recipe. And only had 1.5 ounces of lime juice. You gotta have 3 ounces. And I'm reusing my 2 vanilla beans and the cinnamon sticks. Everything else was fresh. So this time I've got it down low. I brought it up to temperature to medium. Boiled it, medium boil. Now I dropped it down to a 2. And I'm going to let it sit and we'll see what happens. Steam up my camera. But I'm telling you guys, this stuff is freaking awesome. Like, holy crap. That's the final product there. I put it in a vinegar beaker, and I'm going to try it out later tonight or tomorrow. I got sticky stuff all over the place. I got to rewash my counters. But I'll come back and we'll see how she works here in a bit. Hopefully it'll thicken up faster. Okay.
Decided that they...
Okay, so this stuff is just freaking like so tasty. It's not even funny. It's really low in between, low and 2, so it's starting to thickening up a little bit faster. What I did is I brought this all the way up to medium, got it to boil, and turned it down, and just kept gradually turning it down throughout the time. So I'm gonna put this one in a jar because I was gonna put it in there, but I'm missing some ingredients and I want to see if there's a difference between the two. So I'm gonna jar them separately, and I'll decide if I should throw it all into there, and we'll just see. So I'll come back. This is part 2. Okay, so this is my second batch, and I added a quarter cup of water. I just decided to put an extra, or not an extra, I left out a quarter cup. I wanted to see what happened. So now I'm putting another cup in there, quarter cup. So it's thickening up again, and not 2 roughly, and we'll see what happens. But this stuff doesn't taste the same as the other stuff, so we'll have to see what happens. Okay, so it's done. I'll put it in this jar once I clean it. I was going to put it in that jar, but there's not a lot there. I don't want to mix them because they are different. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, thought I'd do a quick one there and final products. Okay, so I made 2 batches. This was the first one. This is the second one. They are both different. This one's got more lime in it, and this one's got a better, more ginger taste than this one. This one you can't really taste the lime as much, but it obviously equals it out somehow. You sure tell the difference. At least I can. I like the first one. I like this one. But I'm going to continue tasting them until I figure out whatever. Anyways, that's my dark and stormy. Now I've got it recorded, documented. I'll probably hopefully never forget. If I do, I got a reference.